We have with us today writer and filmmaker Ria Singh. Thank you, Ria, for joining us today.
Thank you
So
for having me.
great. So, Ria, what inspired you to, pursue your career in art filmmaking, and how has this journey evolved since then?
I've always wanted to make films. It's that one weird thing. People don't really always know what they want to do, but I knew when I was 14. I knew I wanted to make films when I was 14. I was on Orkut, don't tell my parents, but I was on Orkut, and the seniors of a neighboring school put up a filmmaking workshop thing on Orkut. And I saw that and I was like, filmmaking? What is that? And I Googled filmmaking and almost like a light bulb went off. I I always wanted to do, like, I always wanted to do a lot of things. When Sania Mirza played tennis, I wanted to play tennis. When Kalpana Chawla went to space, I wanted to go to space. But nothing stuck. There's nothing that, none of it stuck. But when I found filmmaking or just something that you could films could be something that you could study. It just made so much sense. I went for the workshop. I was the only 14-year-old surrounded by 30-year-olds. I had no idea what films were. But being there, and that workshop was being led by a young 27, 25-year-old woman, all of that really excited me. And it just felt like this is what I want to do. One thing that I could do in my life without getting bored was watch films. Nothing made me feel more and express more and just really, just experience more than films. Nothing else. I can watch 5 films a day and still cry and not get tired. So it just made sense. And then filmmaking is the dream. And then I found ads and a shorter way of telling stories, And if you
Right.
see my reel, I like to tell stories. Even through my ads, I want to find ads and scripts that have a little bit of a heart and have like a scene almost of a film. And that's how I treat my ads as well, like a movie scene. So yeah, that's how I found myself here.
So, Ria, what was the one, turning point or a breakthrough moment in your career, when things changed for you positively?
Well, I think I think there were two, one more personal and one for scale. The first turning point would be when I made my first music video. Because I remember before the night before my shoot, my day one of shoot, before I made something on my own, I was assisting before that. I was an assistant, a DA in ads. I never did anything on my own. But the night before that shoot, I cried all night. I was so scared because this was a dream I carried since I was 14, right? And it had been 11 years of carrying that dream. I was 25, 26 or something. And all I could think about was, what if I'm bad at it? What if I don't know how to do this? What if I go and I don't know what to say to my actors? What if I go and I don't know how to make it better? What if I can't do this? And just the burden of my dream was scaring me so much. But on the day of shoot, as soon as the camera went up, it just felt like I'd been waiting to do this all my life. It just felt so natural, It just felt like this is where I belong. So that was the most important internal turning point for me. And but career-wise, it's been Tinder, the short film closure that I did for Tinder. Also, but personal as well, because I had not written something which was a short film. It was an 8 minute. Wrote that in 2 weeks, a week and a half. We went on floor, we made it, we shot it. It was everything that I wanted it to be. It was exactly what I thought of. But you're always scared because you're trying to make something super nuanced, and you never know how it's going to work, if it's going to work at all. It's a branded content, but we're trying to talk about something so important. But next thing I know, everyone from the industry, and I'm talking A-League industry, is sharing it, talking about it. I'm getting calls from the biggest people, and that's when my feature journey began as well, which is too early, what to say, because it was a third film I ever did, and I was already in conversation about feature dreams, and yeah, so I think Tinder had an incredible impact on my life. But I love that. I think that was one of the branded contents I've been the most honest about, Just but Tinder gave me the space too to do whatever I wanted and be and have the freedom to create however I wanted to. And so
So, one of the recent campaigns that we love the most is the black and white campaign, the choice campaign. So tell us a bit about it, like what all went behind it, the creative process and everything.
No, tons of heart went behind it, tons and tons of heart. When the team from Virtue Wise got in touch with me with the script, um, it was a no-brainer in one go. I read it and I was like, finally, finally we're having important conversations like this, where, because in India, uh, feminism is complicated. It's not the same feminism that America follows. Our feminism is, it's really, really complicated. And to even have a conversation like having a kid is your choice is a privilege too, because for a lot of women, it's not even a choice. It's a much privileged conversation that people with education, people with some amount of world view can have. But but when I did get the script and I read it, I thought it was incredible because it was so subtle, it was so easy, it was no drama, it was just talking about something so simply and easily that it drew me instantly. And it again, it's close to my voice. This is the kind of shit things I like to talk about. And so we took on, we prep for it. Performance comes easy to me, casting and performance and the world. When the setups are real, they come easy to me. So the prep wise, it wasn't too difficult. We pulled it off quite easily. What was the most incredible for me was the fact that after it was done and we shared it, and I shared things on my personal page. Once I shared it, without any marketing or anything, it blew up on my page. And I'm not sure how that happened, but it blew up. But it was blown up by women, and they were women from all over India, and it had thousands and thousands of reshares. And I had no idea how that happened. And what I understood was these women were resharing it without writing anything or just saying, yes, my choice, yes, your choice. And these are all women who probably can't say directly to their parents, And so they use a reshare button to let people know. So the number of women who want to have a choice like this, because life is getting more and more difficult. Having a kid is not easy, and our choices are never taken seriously a lot of times, and we are not really listened to. It became a sort of dissent to just reshare that post, and be like, here, this is my opinion and I stand by it. Having a kid is a choice. Marrying or not marrying is a choice. Everything's a choice. And both of the choices are fine, you know. So that was, I think, after the film release was the most important part for me. I was so overwhelmed. I was so overwhelmed. All these women, God, it was beautiful. They were messaging me, leaving comments, and this is again my personal page, right? So who knows? I didn't market it. I just put it out there for my friends to see. Hey, I just did this. A lot of women saw it and they felt it, and then I felt it. So the film became much more important for me then.
It's a great campaign. It's a beautiful campaign.
Kudos to the team, kudos to the entire team who wrote it. It's all the agency wise virtue. People there. Hated Scott really, really pushed to make this film the way we wanted to. And also Black and White as a brand, they were so good. They were so good, so appreciative, so honesty forward, female forward, and they understood what we were trying to say and didn't and understood the female nuances of it.
Right.
And we had such a heavy female team going behind it, so it's quite exciting. We hired a lot of women.